Hello and welcome to another episode of Game Chat. My name is Nolan. I'm glad you could join us this week. So this week on Game Chat, you are not going to be taking a look at my face. In fact, I could be wearing anything right now. So, let's just pretend. I could be wearing a tuxedo. So, yeah, I'm wearing a tuxedo. Finally, the camera focused a little bit. And what I'm going to show you is a little bit of Knuckles Chaotix. This is an interesting game for the Sega 32X. And this is one of the lesser known games from the Sonic the Hedgehog series. In fact, it's so lesser known that Sonic doesn't even have his name attached to this game. And as far as I know, Sonic doesn't even make an appearance in this game at all. So that's kind of unique for a Sonic the Hedgehog game. No Sonic at all. So anyway, this is Knuckles Chaotix for the Sega 32X. The 32X, if you don't know, is a unique attachment for the Sega Genesis. It plops right on top. You plug in a special cable, and bada boom, it plays a different set of games entirely. Now, the 32X can actually play regular Sega Genesis games. So you just plop a Sega Genesis game right on top of the 32X, and you're ready to go. Anyway, I've talked long enough. I wanted to show you a little bit about this game, show you what makes it a little bit different. So, I've got my Knuckles Chaotix plugged into my 32X, which is slapped on top of my Genesis, and in fact, actually, my Sega Genesis is sitting on top of a Sega CD. So right now I've got my Sega CD 32X. It's kind of a weird combination, but, what can you do? So here we have the scenario quest, training, and options. I'm just going to go right into the beef of the game. Scenario quest. Alright, we got... this game actually does have a few different save data, so you can opt to play the game without having a save, or pick from one of the 3 data saves. So I'm just going to say, don't save. Let's just start at the beginning. So right now, I'm Knuckles. I don't have any character with me. If I hold down, tap the jump button, just like a Sonic game, you do the spin dash, and that gives you a bit of speed to go with. True to a Sonic game, yep, you're picking up rings. And if you've played Sonic 3 or Sonic and Knuckles, probably more Sonic and Knuckles, you know that Knuckles has the glide feature, so he can actually attack enemies when he glides, he can climb walls, so that's really kind of a neat thing. And so you would expect for this game, a Knuckles game, well, yeah, you want Knuckles to have the exact same moveset. Oh no, it's Dr. Eggman, aka Dr. Robotnik. What's happening? Oh look, I've released a character, and now that character is actually tied to me, so this is kind of neat. To be honest, I have no idea what's happening right now. Yeah, we're gonna skip practice mode. Possibly one of the reasons why this game didn't do quite so well, in addition to being released on the Sega 32X, is that it's difficult. It's different. It's kind of weird. And I mean, how many Sonic games have a tutorial level? Not a whole lot of them. So maybe that just goes to show that this game's a little bit too complex. And what? And here we go. I'm still trying to figure out the controls, so possibly... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I really don't know the controls. I'm sorry. I hate to let you guys down. But there's gotta be a feature in this game where you can tell your character to hold. It's like, hey, you character, I don't know what you are. You're a purple character with a horn on top of your head. I want you to stay put. Stay exactly where you are. Ah! There we go. I just figured it out, I guess. So I tell that character to hold, and while she does that, I run forward, and then I can press both switches at the same time. I release, and we go flying. So, this game it definitely has some unique features, so it's pretty neat. Oop, I guess I'm too close to her. So I'm going to tell her to hold again. I'm going to walk forward. That did not work out. Alright, and so instead of releasing the hold button, I'm going to release the run button. So that's going to fling me back. Whoa. Maybe that didn't quite go so well. Again, I mentioned that there are reasons this game did not do quite so well. This game does have a 2-player option, so that's something to be excited about. What is she doing? She's not doing nearly what I want her to do. Okay, there we go. I got her to land on that. So what I have to do is I need to release my direction button, and then immediately after I need to release the hold button. So then that way we both go flying. Alright. So that was pretty cool. We got a really cool boost there. Now take a look where it says rings and it's flashing. Oh, this is frustrating. So sometimes your spin dash is not quite effective. So that's where the little hold feature works. Yeah, this is gonna take some getting used to. I'm speechless. I have no idea what happened. So this is kind of, we're gonna check out this game, but I don't really know anything about it, so we're both going to be introduced to this game. Anyway, as I was saying before, if you take a look in the upper left-hand corner where it says rings, and it's actually flashing red because I have a negative number of rings. Let's let the camera focus again a little bit. Yeah, so in this game, as opposed to your typical Sonic the Hedgehog game, you can actually get a negative number of rings. So I'm not really sure what the purpose of that feature is. Oh dear. So I'm not going to showcase this game too much longer because I hate playing games when I have no idea what I'm doing. I hate showcasing games when I have no idea what I'm doing. But I just thought this would be kind of fun. Broaden your horizons. Take a look at something you may never have played before, may never even heard about before. But let's see if I can figure this out. Yeah. Let's just see if I can find the end of this level. Maybe there is no end to it. Maybe it just keeps on going forever and always. So I've got my secondary character dangling there. So if it wasn't clear exactly who's in control, I am Knuckles. I am currently the guy who's climbing up the wall. The other character, I do not directly control her. So I'm controlling Knuckles. The other character is kind of along for the ride. If you were playing this in 2-player mode, it might make it a little bit more interesting. Now, if you've ever played Sonic the Hedgehog 2, that's pretty unique in that you have Sonic and you have Tails. Now, if you do have 2-player mode, Tails can be running along in the background in a way, and Sonic is actually doing the real brunt of the work. But so Tails gets dragged along, and the great thing about him is if he ever dies, he can always come back. Oh yay! Knuckles just got shrunk down. So we're going to try this. Maybe this is the way I'm supposed to go. Aha! And now you can see I have a positive number of coins. Something else I've just realized about this game is there don't seem to be any halfway points. In other Sonic games, in some levels, there are just... halfway through the game, or halfway through certain levels, there are safe places. So if you die, then you can come back. And I wish I knew what was going on. There we go. We're slowly figuring this game out. And so if we sit around here long enough and we get up to 10 minutes, well, then I'm in trouble. Ah! Well, there you have it. In just over 8 minutes, I made it through a level. Okay, this is very interesting. So this is definitely very reminiscent of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, where you're running through the 3D levels. It definitely seems they put a little bit more effort into this. It's very, how do I say it? Yikes, that didn't help. And I fell out. It seemed to be very, what's the word? I want to say trippy. Not really trippy, but stuttery. Oh, and then this is neat. I can change my character. So, anyway, I want to take the opportunity, now that I finished a level of Knuckles Chaotix, just to thank you for stopping by, checking out my episode of Game Chat. If it bored you to tears, I'm terribly sorry. I'm going to be back next week. We're going to finish up, wrap up, finally, the series on So What's Up with Pokemon. Because we're on to the 6th generation. And if you've been paying attention to the Pokemon series lately, you realize there's been a new announcement for the 6th generation of Pokemon. So, tune back in next week. I'm going to share with you what that's all about. So the 6th generation, that is the current and final generation as of yet. And so I hope you can join me for that. Keep checking back every Sunday for a new episode of Game Chat. I'm so glad that you can come back and check it out. Anyway, thanks again, and I'll see you next week.